These are We the People News. This video is without prejudice and or without recourse. Okay? Not attorney, not giving legal advice. Okay? However, I will say this, y'all. My last video was about EPA and the overreach. And this video was 6 years ago. Okay? Meanwhile, we're still waiting for 15 years of the however you pronounce my last video. I can't even pronounce that video. But let's check this one out since I did that last video.
Wyoming man has won an epic battle with the EPA. So the government threatened Andy Johnson with criminal charges and $16 million in fines. The reason? Building a stock pond on his 9-acre farm without a federal permit. He fought for 4 years and has finally won. Andy Johnson is with me now. Andy, congratulations on putting behind you what I can only imagine to be an exhausting and frustrating experience. You got the state's permission, I want everybody to know this, to build the pond on your own property in 2012. But then the EPA threatened you with fines of more than $37,000 a day for not getting federal permission. So why didn't the state contact the federal government?
Well, pretty much what it boiled down to right there was that the EPA didn't recognize that the state had any authority at all. So we went through all the proper hoops to jump.
We talked about the 10th Amendment on the last video. They absolutely do not think states actually have a 10th Amendment.
We got a stock pond permit through the state of Wyoming and thought that we were in the right. And turns out that we didn't need the federal permit that they thought we did.
Okay, so you didn't even need it after all that, but how many years of fighting did it take for you to unearth that fact? And I'm assuming nobody offered that fact to you.
Well, it took us 2 years of fighting. They gave us the administrative order, threatened us with $37,500 per day, which ended up being over $16 million in potential fines. We had to hire experts. We gave them all the hard facts of why we were exempt and we didn't need their permit, and they just wouldn't accept it. They just kept on ignoring us until we filed suit last August, and then their attitude changed.
Okay, so it took basically you becoming offensive, getting a lawyer, and launching a countersuit for this to be resolved.
Pretty much, we had Mountain States Legal Foundation backed us up. They helped us for free. Mountain States Legal Foundation. Dan Frank was our local attorney out of Cheyenne, and we had to file suit. They left us no option, and then all of a sudden their attitude changed, and they gave us everything we wanted and then some.
And then under the settlement, I know you don't have to pay the fines, but you have to plant willow trees, which I know essentially is supposed to keep the land from deteriorating. Is that right?
Well, pretty much what the willows and the temporary livestock fence was just them feeling like they got something.
Okay.
At the end of the day, they really didn't get anything. They didn't get any jurisdiction. There's no fact or law determined. There was no fines. There was no admission of wrongdoing, and they have a covenant not to sue me ever in writing pertaining to the administrative order. So at the end of the day, they got nothing.
So, Andy, let me ask you before we let you go, when you read about stories like in Flint, Michigan, where children have been poisoned by lead water and you're getting bugged for putting basically a pond on your own 9-acre ranch, what do you think?
Well, this is what I have to say. It's just like in my case, the environment didn't matter, clean water didn't matter. This whole thing and what this agency is about is money, power, overreach. It doesn't make any sense. They're trying to justify their job. It just makes no sense.
Well, we wish you sincere congratulations on getting through it. We hope you spend a lot of time out there by the pond this summer.
Yeah, they're picking on the small people because usually we cannot fight back. But they cannot fight that city because the city can fight back. Just saying, y'all. These are We the People News. Remember, vote all your local governments. and Congress and the Senate for the one term and one term only. If you want to get your power back, people, let them know their job's at risk. Just saying. This is We the People News. Bye.